And I'm back. As you've noticed, nothing's changed. I literally just hit stop on the last video, hit play on this one. This is Madman Momo again, picking up. This is part 2 of my review on the first movie, the August Underground series, August Underground. So I left off before where they were in the show, whatever. So then the two of them decide to go on like a road trip. And of course they're going to Jersey. I don't know why the hell they're going to Jersey, but they pull up to like this subdivision and there's this old woman trying to unload groceries. The fat kid gets out of his car and he helps the old woman. And like as they shut the door behind them, the cameraman gets out and walks up. And by the time he gets to the door, which is like 20 yards away, the old woman's already like laid out dead on the ground, face in a pool of blood, whatever. So apparently this fat dude has one hell of a right hook that he just like killed this old woman and had her face explode, even though they don't show the mangled face. And they, for some reason, steal a beer, and as they're looking through the fridge, there's a 6-pack of beer, but they only take one. Because I guess to take the whole thing would be a little rude. That's just adding insult to injury. And if you look closely, there's like 13 sweet potato pies in this old woman's fridge, each with like 1 or 2 slices missing, which just makes me think that she's extremely wasteful and might have deserved this. So then the road trip picks back up, they go to Jersey, and they're just going to like these little random ass places. Like nothing happens for 5-10 minutes. They go to some like roadside stand, like some little roadside attraction that's like this miniature village with like the old train sets and everything, showing the progression as America's evolved and grown as a society, which was interesting. If it was like a BBC special, I would have watched it, but like what the fuck was that? So I guess it was just filler. So then they go on, and next thing you know, they're at a gas station. It's like late at night. The fat kid's like opening a bag of chips and eating it in the gas station without paying for them. And the cashier comes running up and just starts talking to him like, "Hey, you gotta get out of my store." And the fat kid's like, "Fuck no, I'm not getting out of your store, man." So he keeps eating the chips, and then eventually they walk out, and they walk back in, and the cameraman stays outside, and it looks like the fat kid's, apologizing. And then the cashier just like jumps over the counter, and they start getting into it. And then all of a sudden, we've gone from sadomasochistic torturer to rage killer to now this fat kid's like a kung fu master who just does this like single 2-finger kidney shot to the cashier guy, just like mid-stride. He's like gently jogging along, just bah! Just one straight shot to the kidneys with his 2 fingers, and the cashier like falls down, which I'm also calling bullshit on because they're in fucking Jersey. Like, there is no way that cashier did not come out with a weapon, like a gun, a knife, a bat, crowbar, something, prosthetic leg, anything. Just, hey, don't do that. Bullshit. Bullshit right there, Fred Bogle, or whatever your name is. So then they notice in the little mirror that there's like 2 people hanging out back in like the milk section of this gas station. It's a couple. So they go back there and they start messing with the couple. And the couple, for some reason, like the girl, I guess, really likes Star Wars because she has her hair twisted up into the Princess Leia thing. Which, anyway, I mean, that's not important to the story or what I'm talking about. It was just distracting and dumb. So then, like, the fat kid comes running up and doesn't, like, tackle, doesn't hit, but kind of, like, gently wraps up in, like, a fraternity-style bro hug and then just falls over. And that somehow, like, completely immobilizes the boyfriend, and that causes the girlfriend to fall down. So there's like a little scuffle. I don't even want to say fight scene because they're just like rolling around on top of each other, and the fat kid immediately just knows, like he is psychic and knows that the guy from Jersey has a knife strapped to his ankle. When he pulls it out, it's like a fucking World War II bayonet. Like, makes absolutely, I don't know. I don't know many people who carry bayonets around with them, but if the shoe fits, fuck it. And so he's like taunting him because apparently he thinks that the boyfriend's fat, even though he's so much bigger. And out of nowhere, he's just like, "Sniff your girlfriend's ass!" What? Sniff your girlfriend's ass! So he like pulls the girl's pants down, he makes the boyfriend sniff the girlfriend's ass, and I guess that's to dehumanize them and make them like dogs because they like each other. And then it's, "Sniff your boyfriend's ass!" So, hold on. Because after he sniffs his girlfriend's ass, and they go, what does it smell like, man? And I'm almost positive he says it smells like berries. But nobody else comments on the fact that he says his girlfriend's ass smells like berries. So, then she sniffs his ass, and then they're like rolling around wrestling again. And the fat kid who has the World War II bayonet, like, he has a good weapon, just, like, reaches into the dairy cooler and pulls out, like, a T-ball miniature, I guess it's like a novelty bat, and just, like, gives the girlfriend one shot. And it's not, like, to her head or to her neck. It's maybe, like, an 8-inch rise right between her shoulder blades that you usually pay, like, illegal immigrants from China extra money to crack your back in that way, but it kills her. And I guess, like, this fat kid's, like, so strong because he did just blow a girl's face, like, an old woman's face off and beat a hitchhiker half to death, that it, like, the vibration from that travels through the girl into the boyfriend, killing him simultaneously. So then they walk back out front, and the cashier's just laying there. Now he's all bloody. They get in their car, they start driving off, police sirens cut on, right in front of the gas station. They have fingerprints all over. He was eating chips, and he's a slobby guy, so I'm pretty sure he spit. There should be cameras in there, everything. The cops pull him over, camera shuts off, camera cuts back on like nothing happened. They go to this, like, little roadside stand, like another one, that it's a comic book store, and they're talking to this one nerdy guy who's, like, really into comic books and everything. And then they go in this back room, and the fat kid's getting a tattoo on his calf that kind of looks like if a seal was forcibly making love to, like, a cartoon heart with fire rising in the background. But mind you, there's no color, it's all black and white, so I could be completely off base. It might be like Chewbacca or something. So anyway, he's doing this tattoo, and they're talking about how, like, it's so funny because he farted on the tattoo guy and blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, the camera shuts off and cuts back on, and they're back in the basement from wherever they were. I'm still assuming it's Pennsylvania because they were going to give a hitchhiker a ride to Pittsburgh, or at least a girl was hitchhiking to Pittsburgh, so maybe she was that dumb and they're actually in, like, Georgia. I don't know. So they're back there, and they don't tell you this until now, but apparently the tattoo guy and the comic book guy are twin brothers. So the tattoo guy is, like, laying on the ground in a bucket, like, his face is in a bucket that they say is full of urine, but when you look in it, there's no liquid. And his one foot's, like, sawed off, and his brother's all tied up, peeing himself, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're yelling at him that his brother died as he was unconscious, tied in a chair. You're kind of messing with his head right now, but can we get on to something happening? So that goes on, and then the camera shuts off and cuts back on, and the two of them are having, like, a little party with these two girls. And the two girls are, like, stripping, they're dancing around, they're talking about doing blow, they're smoking something. I don't want to say what, because I'm not really sure. You can make your assumptions, whatever. And then it's like, the girl will start, like, almost going down on the guy, and then stop and start, like, kissing the other girl as the fat guy starts going down on her, but then the girl starts rubbing his. It's like all the preempt, like, the leading up to, like, this 2-on-2 orgy scene that never happens. And then the one black chick, like, strips down to her underwear, and I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. And then the camera cuts off, and it cuts back on. And apparently the cameraman slept with the black girl upstairs. And they're like, well, and she looks at the camera, and she's like, man, shoot, Daddy, you're the best I ever had. He's like, yeah, I know, put your shirt back on. So they're walking around looking for her friend, and they can't find her. And of course, where could she be? I bet she's in the basement. So they go down to the basement, and, like, the fat dude, it shows him, like, doing her from behind, but then as they get further down the basement, you see that he has a hammer, so he's, like, hitting her in the head. So I can only assume that this is, like, a deep metaphor and, like, a social commentary on nailing chicks. So then the black girl sees this and gets all freaked out and runs upstairs, and the fat guy and the camera guy never puts the camera down, so apparently he's not that worried. They chase her, and, like, that's where it ends. So I don't know if she got away or what. Maybe the third movie will pick back up where this one ended. Because with such a deep and thought-provoking plot like this, I don't know if I can survive not knowing what happened to the black coke whore who was partially pregnant. Anyway, just thinking about reliving the 71 minutes of my life that I wasted on this first movie has now made me depressed. So this is Madman Momo signing off. This is my first review. This is part 2. Like I said, if there's something you want me to review, leave the comment down below, and do not waste your time with this movie. August Underground. Everyone else who said how great it is, why? Bye.